Hello, Malawians of goodwill living abroad and back home. I come to you today, being son of the soil, who has been for a long time speaking on good governance, human rights issues, and many other issues, all for the want of a better Malawi in a democratic dispensation of governance where no one is above the law. I vow and recommit myself to stand and speak the truth, only the truth, nothing but the truth without fear or favor. This is Bon Kalindo, the DC, an activist without fear, an activist without borders, enemy number one of government, president of the poor, the first in Malawi, the Malawi first and the people first president, the last man standing in as far as activism is concerned in Malawi. The government of America, through its Malawi office, issued a statement some 2 days ago where it barred some Malawian citizens for entering her country due to the issues of maladministration and corruption. American government went even further to ban these individuals and their families from entering America due to the same issues of corruption. Corruption is Malawi's greatest enemy, and it is detrimental to the meaningful development. And in Malawi, for a long, long time, issues of corruption fight has been and is a mere rhetoric, where corruption fight is only on paper and perhaps it only targets the small fishes leaving behind the big fishes, who most of them are politicians, who mostly are untouchables because of their status and the connections. And this has contributed negatively. I mean it, and I repeat, this has contributed negatively to the fight against corruption. And this has made many to go scot-free without any positive strides over the years. When Malawians of goodwill heard about the stand taken by Americans to ban these individuals from entering her country, a lot of Malawians thought that was the right position that would end corruption in our country. And for every Malawian, that was a good fight. And we thought that even the leadership would welcome the stance taken by the American government to end the vice once and for all. My message to the president of this country, President Lazarus Chakwera, is simple. Mr. President, do not take Malawians for granted. Chakwera went to town yesterday and attacked American government for what he called interference of internal matters. Chakwera called and spelled Americans all sorts of names. He claimed America was busy poking its noses on Malawi, and yet there is a lot of debt in America. The actions or sentiments by the president of this country leaves a lot to be desired, and it brings a lot of questions than answers. This is not worth coming from a president who vowed to protect the constitution of this country. Chakwera owe Malawians a better explanation. Why is he against the fight for corruption, which has become order of the day? Corruption in Malawi is just like a tradition, way of living. Malawi is a poor country, and many of us, live below the poverty line. Malawi depends mostly on aid, and America happens to be the biggest of all development partners. We depend on America in almost everything. We cannot compare ourselves with America. America has got a big economy. Malawi is rated to be one of the poorest countries in the world, and for many, many years has depended, on America. And it is even surprising that instead that President Chakwera should be the first one, to commend the Americans. Then he went yesterday to town to attack the American government for what he called internal interference. Are we really serious, Mr. President? Mr. President, power should not make you forget where you come from. As I said already, Malawians live below the poverty line, and there is no way you should start, fighting with Americans. In fact, Malawi and President Chakwera should have been the last people to fight America, because these people have been with us. Even the United Kingdom have been with us. Even other countries have been with Malawi all these years. And it is disheartening to learn, to hear the president speaking in the manner he did yesterday. And this cannot be tolerated in a democratic dispensation of governance like Malawi. And we, the people of Malawi, cannot sit and watch, the president trying to destroy our relationship, bilateral relationships with other countries. This cannot be tolerated. And I want to tell you, Mr. President, to challenge you that if you think time has come for you to resign, you must resign than bringing anarchy in this country. You must, Mr. President, differentiate between running a church and a country. Running a country requires soberness and seriousness. And these sentiments were also said by the former president of this country, Dr. Bakiri Mulus. And it is even strange that even among all the former presidents, those that have run this country, you are the first person to attack America. It is even surprising to say, even all Malawians are failing to understand, to say, why is the president doing this? If you think you have accumulated a lot of wealth, please, Mr. President, you must resign. Malawians should not suffer simply because you want to cover up those involved in corruption. And if you think you are the one or you are one of them, please, by trying to intimidate America, then you are fooling yourself. Americans want to be intimidated. Americans want to be moved. Americans cannot bow down to Malawi because these are our biggest development partners. And I'm even pleading with the American government to freeze all offshore accounts for all the politicians, those that are in the Tonse Alliance, because you have stolen big monies, big time. And we have been watching you over the years. But we thought that maybe you are going to change. But where you have reached now, where you want to start intimidating, development partners, I don't think Malawians will take this, will stand and watch this. Malawians will fight back for our country. Will fight back, fight for what we know is belonging to us without fear. Even if you are to arrest us, even if you are to put me in jail, while there I will speak against the evils of your government. It is time for us to stand up and start fight against corruption in Malawi. This is the only time we have, the only country we have as Malawi. We cannot go anywhere. So, Mr. President, my message this morning to you is that you must resign because you are not worthy to be the president. You have surprised us, because ever since you started running this country, you have not achieved even a single thing. Because of countries like America, Britain, and other countries, Malawi is where it is today because of them. And you cannot be the one to start, accusing America because of corruption. It is your tendency that each and every time you back those that are involved in corruption. Where are you taking Malawi to? So I want to warn you, Mr. President, that whether you are going to use the army, you are going to use the police, but we cannot be intimidated. And I want to thank the American government for taking such a stand, because it means you have got the welfare of the poor people in Malawi. And we are proud of you, and you should do more, because these politicians think that stealing from the government coffers would take them anywhere. You must even arrest them. Use your force, your powers as America to arrest these people, because they think they are above the law. No one is above the law, Mr. President. And I want to warn you, and warn your government ministers, warn everyone in the Tonse Alliance, that we are not going to watch this happening. This is Bon Kalindo, the DC, mwana wowo pya kwambiri.